Alright, so the topic today that we're going to discuss is same-sex marriages and same-sex relations. A lot of people are really split on the issue. Some people are totally for it. Other people are completely against it for whatever reason they have. Most of the time being some kind of religious, moral sin in their eyes. I'll get to that later, though. That's a really big issue. But then there's the people who are kind of neutral about it, who, they kind of just, they really don't care. Like, they think that you should be able to do whatever you want to do. It's your life, you live it how you want to, type thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But the biggest thing I have an issue with is people who are against homosexuality. For one, it's really, how do I say this? It's really not their business what people do at home, what people, how people live their lives. And for them to think that it is their business, or that they have any type of say, is very ignorant. It kind of, an issue that I can discuss that really relates back to this and proves my point is the don't ask, don't tell military policy. Honestly, that policy should never have come into being. It should never have existed, because that should not be a reason why someone is accepted or not accepted into the military. I mean, why does it matter who you fall in love with? Why does it matter who... you're fighting for your country. Isn't that the point? Like, isn't that what America is trying to get out there? Is that you need to, fight for your country and be a decent citizen. Well, if someone wants to fight for their country, why would you deny them that just because they love differently than you do? It just seems like some kind of stupid, hypocritical standard. Well, really, one of the biggest reasons that policy was ever put in place in the first place was because of religion, because of the church, because they think it's morally wrong for somebody to be involved with someone of the same sex, which is complete bullshit, because it doesn't really matter. You can't help who you fall in love with. You love whoever you love, and it really shouldn't matter. But what I like to say a lot of the time is that faith was honestly ruined by religion and the church, because the church and religion try so hard to convince the world that they know everything, but they really don't, because all they're doing is taking the Bible, they're taking something that should be out there to help people, to guide people, to kind of give them strength, and they're just morphing it. They're translating it to mean something that it doesn't. They're pretty much saying that, God says here, here, and here that this is wrong. No, God doesn't say that's wrong. He says that, he says many things throughout the Bible, but to take something to that extreme, to say that, if you don't live like the rest of us do, if you don't live up to this standard of life, if you don't give up your happiness and just become this fucking brainwashed, conditioned citizen of the world, it's just, you only have one life to live, and you really need to live it, because so many people, I'm going to say this from someone who has experienced this, so many people hide who they are just to please the world, just to ensure that they remain loved. And it's wrong. It really is, because the people who really loved you in the first place aren't going anywhere. I just barely came out as a lesbian maybe 6 months ago, officially. But I've known since as far back as I can remember. I've known since probably preschool, maybe even before that. It's been 18 years of holding this inside. And I don't know how many of you have experienced this type of thing, but keeping something inside, no matter what it is, for that long isn't healthy. And it's I don't know, when I finally got that off my chest, I almost felt like this huge weight had literally been lifted off of me. Like my heart was just like, it was being held down by all the stress I'd been putting on myself just to keep my true self a secret. So I just want to say that I think everybody should be who they are, because that's the most beautiful, amazing thing you will ever be. Don't try to be everyone else. Don't try to live up to the standards that people are putting on society now, because the way that this world's going right now, so many people try to be this perfect vision, and really, in the long run, you're gonna just push yourself to as far from perfect as you had ever been. And if you were to just be yourself, it's the most perfect that you would ever be. So, I just want you guys to keep that in mind, and stay tuned for the next video from Corlithia Sync.